Hello, hello, hello everybody. It's Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work with Maggie and Lauren to bring you beautiful crochet videos. Today we got a little Easter basket. This takes about an hour, hour and a half, depending on your speed of crocheting, but this can be made very quickly and can be used for like a centerpiece for candy or put a couple plastic eggs in it. It's gorgeous. And you can pick any colors. It is made with acrylic yarn. And we're gonna dive into this, but look at how beautiful that handle turned out. Beautiful. Easy too. All right, let's dive into this. Okay, to make this cute little Easter basket, or it can be a basket for you to hold things. It's totally up to you. What you wanna do is, we're using 4-ply acrylic yarn. I'm using 2 different colors. Purple is like my ultimate favorite color, so that's why we're going with purple for me. But I'm doing Red Heart Super Saver. It's what I have. This one's called Pale Plum. And this one is medium purple. But you can use any colors, but I am recommending the worsted weight yarn 4 and 2 strands. And the hook that we're playing with today is a 7mm hook, using my favorite clever hooks and a stitch marker. And you will need scissors. All right, we're starting with a magic circle, magic ring. If you do not want to do this, you can chain 4, slip stitch to the first stitch, and chain 1, and then we meet at the same place. Okay. In your ring, I want you to place 8 single, I have my door open so we have some traffic, 8 single crochets. Take your time and make sure you're constantly grabbing both strands of yarn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 single crochets. Okay. I'm going to pull this closed a little bit, not completely, just enough. I have learned to not close it completely when I'm working on my first couple rows, because I personally struggle with seeing my stitches, so that's me. So now row 2 is we're going to put in 2 single crochets in each stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I put 2 single crochets in the first stitch, I am going to mark my first stitch. That way I don't have to guess anything, and I don't have to keep counting. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, and 16. Okay. And that's what it looks like. I like these two colors together, looking really pretty. So now we're going to take out our stitch marker. And that first stitch, I want you to put in 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And then mark your first stitch. And then in the next stitch, you put 1 single crochet. The next stitch, put 2. The next stitch, you put 1. So that's what we're going to do all the way around. So the next stitch, put in 2. The next stitch, put in 1. All right, I'll meet you around. Okay, very easy. Okay, so now we're going to do another increase row. So we'll put 2 single crochets in this one, and 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. 2 single crochets, 1 and 1. 2 single crochets, 1 and 1. We're going to do that all the way around. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets and then 1 in the next 3. 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 3. 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 3, and you're going to do that all the way around. And then we have one more row. You'll do 2 single crochets and 1 in the next 4. 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 4. 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 4. And we're going to follow that all the way around. And after you do that row of 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 4, I'm going to meet you back here. Okay, here's my last row of an increase in 4 single crochets. Now this is smaller than my hand, as you can see. If you want it bigger, if you want your basket bigger, just continue the same increases that you've been doing, that I've been showing you. So if you want your basket to be a little bigger, that's absolutely fine. This is very flexible. So you want it more round, hold a little more, absolutely, you can do that. So just letting you know that you don't have to do this size. You can do bigger if you like. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to make an edge. A little crazy around here. We're due storms and things are blowing and things are, so everything my dogs hear, they start barking. Anyway, so take your stitch marker out. Don't let it go far. So we're going to be working for this round on the posts. I want to show you what I mean. So the post itself is the full crochet stitch that you did. Each one has a full post, okay? But first things first, before we moved on, I want you to go in your next stitch and just do a slip stitch, okay? So now, we did that. I want you to find your first post. And right here, your first post. Okay, so you're going to take your hook, you're going to go behind, you're going to go behind, you're going to go in on the right side, and you're going to wrap around your post. I know it feels weird, You're going to wrap around and make sure you only have one. You grab some yarn. Bring it up, wrap, and you do a single crochet. And even though we should be able to tell where our stitch is, I'm going to still mark it. Now we're going to do it again to the next stitch. Go around, go back through, grab yarn, wrap through two. All right, so we're going to do this all the way around. This is making the basket to be able to sit, is exactly what we're doing. Now, if you followed my pattern, you should have 48 stitches. If you chose to go larger, just keep count of your stitches. All right. See, we're just going around the posts. I'll meet you at the end.
I'm gonna pose like that.
Okay, sorry, my TV's on. Shame on me for forgetting. Okay, so now we did our edge. It's hard to see, but it's going to work its way up. It'll be standing up, and this part is our bottom. Okay. So now what you need to do is 10 full rows, not counting anything we did. I need you to do 10 full rows of just matching stitch for stitch going around, regular stitches. No more post stitches or anything. So take that out, and we're gonna just do regular single crochet around for 10 rows. And after you do those 10 rows, I'll meet you back. Okay, here is what your little basket looks like after 10 rows. It's adorable. I absolutely love it. Okay, so now we have one more row to go around. All right, so take out your stitch marker, slip stitch to the next stitch, and chain one. Okay, you know how down here we did the posts on the back? Now we're going to do the posts on the front. That way it gives it a pretty, like, top edge. So you're going to take your hook, find your first post. Hold on, trying to find. There we go, hold on. If I don't put them away, they'll get everywhere, and then I'll worry that someone's gonna get hurt, namely me. Okay. Your first post is right here. You see that? The whole post, the whole crochet stitch, the whole single crochet. So you take your hook and you go around it, grab yarn, come on through, and single crochet. And you're going to do that around every single post. And I'm going to mark my first stitch, that way I never have to question it. If you don't need to, you do not have to. That is in my comfort zone to do that. So I'm just going to keep doing the front post, single crochet, all all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Okay. Now you got a nice finish on the top of your basket. So now all you have to do, and this is why I like to mark my stitches, then just slip stitch. To my first stitch. And cut that yarn, and then I would suggest weaving it inside. You can bring it through the side and weave it in. All right, so now we're going to make the handle. Same 2 strands. I'm going to leave a long tail for weaving. So we just chain 35. Actually chain 36. 1, 2. Okay. After you chain your 36, we're going to do a second chain from the hook, and you're just on a single crochet all the way down. 1 single crochet in every stitch. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, we did 1 whole row all the way down. So we're going to just chain 1. We're going to do that again. Go right back down, 1 single crochet in every stitch. And when you reach the end of this row, we're going to chain 1 and do 1 more row. Okay, so it's a total of 3 rows of single crochet. At the end, you just chain 1 and you turn and you go back down the row. So I will meet you after this row and the next row is all done. See you in a minute. Okay, here is your handle. So at the end, you just chain 1 and give yourself, you want a nice long tail because we have to do some sewing. We're not using the starter tail, we're using the tail that we just finished with. Wow, that weaving in took me forever in there. All right, so now we're going to count back four stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your finger on the 5th stitch. We're going to go up underneath these stitches all the way down to the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right underneath. Can you see that? And bring it through and pull your yarn. Don't rush it. This yarn can get tangled a little bit, so just take your time. And bring it through. And make sure it's not tight. You don't want this buckled up here. So now as soon as you get it down here, take your hook and go through that fourth stitch and bring it to the other side. There we go. We're going to fold this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and starting in the fifth stitch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You're going to go through the fifth stitch and straight across. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, straight across. And we're going to sew this together. Just like that. You're going to go all the way down. All the way down the full handle. And you're going to stop 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches before. So we have a flat piece here and a flat piece here. Okay, so I'm going to meet you when you get all that done. Okay, so here's my basket. My end is weaved in. Here is the cute little handle that goes with it. Okay, so now you got a couple decisions to make here. Here's where we started and when we left off. Okay, sorry for my tea and my coffee and my towel. So I personally will probably put the handle right there to cover up that, but some people might want to make it the back of the basket. It is really no wrong answer, but these are decisions that you need to think about before you put on your finishing handle. Okay, so let me get my end here ready to be put in. Purple is my favorite color all year round, but especially at Easter time, I love it. So now the handle, make sure you have the handle with the seam on the way down. And I'm going to find, where's that ledge? Right there. So I'm going to put handle right on the inside, right where I want it. And I'm going to go through this bottom part. And I'm going to go through right underneath the lip. That way, even though I'm using the same colors and everything else, that way it's not noticeable. So I'm going to go on the side to make sure it's good. When you're attaching this, you really don't want to rush this, and you want to get enough stitches in there where it's secure. Because if this is going to be a little kid's basket, they're going to be bouncing it and throwing it and loving it and just enjoying it, and maybe use it for, you know, little egg collection or something. It's not going to be used dainty. So if you're gonna do this, my philosophy is do it nice and tight to guarantee she's not gonna fall apart. Okay, and when you're comfortable with the handle, just hide your tail. Like we normally do. And then we need to do that on the other side, and I'll be back. Okay, here she is. She's absolutely gorgeous. Let's get that yarn out of the way so you can see this. Really cute basket. And you know what's nice? You can use this for other things. You can put a little bit of candy in there, decoration in your house. You can get a little applique and put it on like of an Easter egg if you want. You can do anything you want with these, but they're beautiful in a very quick way. This took me probably an hour, hour and a half completely start to finish to do if I wasn't videoing this. So thank you for joining us, and here at Whip and Chain, it's always a work in progress. Until our next video, happy crocheting everybody. Have a bright, beautiful day.